Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. If you're into interior design, you'll love it here. In this video, I'm featuring Target's Hearth and Home line with Magnolia, and they have beautiful fall items. Everything in this video is brand new. I'm going to show you 30 items, but there are so many items in this line, I think I'm going to have to make a part 2. So the ones that you're seeing today are separated into color palettes. We've got cream, rust, and burgundy. Well, let's get started. One of my favorite items is this pedestal bowl. It's a serving bowl, food safe. Love the fluted look. It's nearly 10 inches wide and just under 6 inches high. And it's really beautifully presented with some pears in it, which would look nice for the fall, I think, or apples. Of course, you could serve anything in your little scalloped serving bowl. I think $19.99 is a wonderful price for this item, and it's at the top of my list of things that I would love to have from this collection. I would imagine it would be very hard to resist this if you bought the pedestal serving bowl. So this one is 13 inches wide. They would look nice together, this one being a bit wider and the other one being a bit taller. They would look like a nice little set. Also $19.99, so you're spending about $40 to get the pair, and I think that's well worth it. Obviously, as long as you're careful with it, it would be something that would last you quite a long time. And this doesn't seem like an item that would really go out of style, or perhaps if you feel like fluted items or scalloped items do go out of fashion a bit, it would always come back. Now this is a very petite price for this petite item. We've got a spoon rest, and it goes along with the theme of the scalloped edge, a very classic looking piece. I bet a lot of you already have spoon rests, but it's nice to have a rotation so you can throw things in the dishwasher. And of course you can hear lady coming down the stairs. Hello. So this would be something that I think if you have a very petite budget but wanted something from this very lovely collection, wouldn't this be just the thing? So $4.99 for the scalloped edge stoneware spoon rest from Hearth and Hand. It's hard to manage without pasta bowls these days. Once I think we all got used to serving things in them, it's so hard to resist grabbing that when you have anything that's pasta or a stew or a casserole or like it's shown with a salad. So it's a pretty big item, and $9.99, I don't know whether to say that's a great price or not. But again, if you're getting a bunch of these items, wouldn't this be a nice addition to the collection? So I think these are really pretty and impressive. And I know I'm doing a lot of things that are very similar in the beginning of this video, but don't worry, we're changing it up now. Well, this is hands down one of the most beautiful stovetop tea kettles that I have ever seen, and the price is so good at $24.99. I bought one years ago that was copper from Williams-Sonoma, and it was so expensive compared to this, and I do think this is quite a bit more beautiful. If you boil a lot of water, I would imagine that you have an electric kettle, or maybe you already have an electric kettle and this doesn't make sense for you. But if you more seldomly make tea and you mostly do it for company, this would be such a nice thing to have in the kitchen. So I love when things are functional and beautiful, and that's what this is. I thought this item made a lot of sense to come after the previous. This is the stoneware tea canister, $12.99. Again, another very good price. It does blend well with that kettle. This is a little more rustic than that is. But I thought this was a good price if you were in the search for something to put your tea in if you are having a lot of tea. It looks very pretty together in their images. I like them so much. I do like the canisters that are coming up next after this a little bit better. This one's leaning more toward beige than cream. There's a set. I'm going to show you the two different sizes. So this one's $22.99. One of canisters on your countertop are those things that you can buy and you would want to hang on to them forever. Now, for that reason, you might want to get one that's a classic, and that's exactly what this is. So, and now I am about to show you the smaller one at $19.99. It has the fluting of the other items that we really liked, or that I really liked. And it does just have a bit of a different tone, which might be good. You don't want everything to be the exact same color. Should I say like it is in my kitchen, because you've probably seen it. But I try to vary things in between all of the items that are the same color. Anyway, a very pretty set, and I highly recommend. I think a good word to describe this set is charming. $19.99 for all of these pieces, a very beautiful color wood, and these would look nice on the countertop, your island, or on the kitchen table if you have room. I do have another salt and pepper set for you coming up later in the video that is probably a little more polished than this, but this is gorgeous if you have the modern farmhouse look or if you have more of a vintage thing going on. By the way, be very careful about your sodium intake. I have a lot of videos about heart healthy cooking, and I bet you haven't seen them, and I'm not suggesting that you do necessarily, but just be careful about sodium in your diet, especially while you're eating out. Check those stats. This item has a lot going for it, so I personally love it because the color is this beige with a bit of mustard in it, and that is the same color as the Falls Craft canister set from the 1970s, which I found at an antique store when I was on a girls' weekend. A lot of people would be having all kinds of crazy fun on a girls' weekend, but I was very happy to find a vintage set, and it was at a very good price. So, I mean, that's my kind of fun. Yours too, since you're watching this video? Hope so. Anyway, so this price is so good considering that you're getting a splash of 1970s vintage. It also reminds me of a Martha Stewart sort of color. Anyway, what a good price, and you can use these for an abundance of reasons. So you can decorate with them to your heart's delight, and I just love that there are 3 pieces. But most of all, I love the color. So I did end up finding that and inserting it, of course, because you're looking at it. And then I mentioned Martha Stewart in that little bit, and I was right. The color is just like some vintage Martha Stewart bowls that I found. They're a little bit cracked, but I found those too. And those also have the fluting, and these are, I would imagine, I think they were from the 1990s or the 2000s. And I don't know where these would have been from originally, but I found these in an antique shop as well. We're about to see product number 11, but I just wanted to put something in here. I know some people have trouble finding the tags to purchase things. I thought I would share where you find them, but also I thought I would ask you whether it's the first time or so many times that you've heard it, if you don't mind buying the items that you see in this video that you love through my tags since I presented them to you. It would really help the channel and me. It doesn't change your price at all, and I get a small commission on that if you do it. So thanks so much in advance. If you do decide to do it, it would be very helpful. The color of this picture is described as pumpkin brown, and anything with pumpkin in the name is usually something that I like. But I do think this is particularly beautiful, and you could use it for so many things. You see that they're using it as a chilled beverage item, but I would use it as a utensil holder with some of the other canisters that I showed you earlier, and then you just take the utensils out, throw them in a drawer, and use them when the time comes. This latte mug is equally as beautiful, a lot to do with the pumpkin brown and of course the fluting. Latte mugs do make coffee cool very quickly. So what I use mine for is making oatmeal in the microwave, and then I take a dish towel, which you'll see some that would be perfect. That would go with these, and wrap it around the handle to hold it while I'm having it, or obviously good for soup and a lot of other hot items that you kind of want to cool down a little quicker. But the price is excellent as well. Here we have a pair of pitchers for $9.99. I think that's a great deal. And you could use these for a number of things. You might be wondering, and I've put some thought into it and did some research. I mean, some people, you'll see in the images from Hearth and Hand that they use it for maple syrup. But you could beat eggs in this before you're putting them in a pan. You could put condensed coffee in here before you make iced coffee. Obviously, you could use it for creamer. And these days, some people take like oat milk, a variety of soy milk, different things. And then some people want the regular or cream versus fat-free. You never know. But there could be a lot of uses for these, and for $9.99 it would be a handy thing to have around. Plus, it would match the other items in this collection really well if you were going for those. In the same color family, we've got the pumpkin brown 3-piece decorative ceramic crock bowl tray set. So this looks like it might be desk accessories as they present it in a moment. And they're much smaller than they look in the first picture. But $14.99 to get these lovely accoutrements would be good. You can use these in the bathroom to put, balance a soap on. You can use it as a candle tray like it was shown there. You could even use this as a soap dish and have the other as your toothbrush holder. But there are a lot of different ways, obviously, that you can use this, and it matches the other items very well. In fact, it matches the next one quite well. This is the pillar candle holder in pumpkin brown. It's very small, just big enough to hold a pillar candle like the one right there on the left. It is $6.99, which is very acceptable for such a lovely item, and it's perfect in the colorway of all of these other items. It looks great for fall, but a lot of people do have a caramel accent along with their creamy whites that they have throughout the home, so this could work all year round for a lot of people. And here we have this fluted set of mini bowls in the variety of colors. And all of them are beautiful. They're great for autumn. These are very petite bowls, so they're perfect for things like a topping that you're supposed to add onto something else. I could see if you're making fajitas. They're great to have just a handful of nuts when you're doing portion control. And you know what it reminds me of? My mother used to have us eat ice cream in teacups because she said the smaller the container, it makes you feel like you're having more, and she was just always trying to make sure we had portion control. My sister's very angry about that to this day, but works for me. Anyway, too much info, you say? Anyway, I think these are really pretty and a great price, and they go along with so many of the other items, especially a set that's in a multi version of these autumn colors. I referred to these dishcloths earlier in the video. You get 4 waffled cotton dishcloths for $9.99, and they're in these beautiful fall colors. But what I thought these would be nice for too is to use the latte mug when you're making a hot drink or your oatmeal, and to hold it with this. That's what I do at home, and it's so nice that the colors all match. But of course, they are perfectly ideal to use as dishcloths, which was the intention. The 15-ounce tinted glass mug is really pretty, $9.99. It's a little more expensive than the alphabet mug that I was showing you a week ago and the week before. But these are beautiful fall colors. That the one beneath is gray, actually. It's a smoky gray, even though it looks green. And this mug is really pretty for the fall. And some people like a see-through mug when they're drinking their coffee. That's a thing. So this would be nice for that purpose. I also think this would be nice to cozy up in front of the fire with the next item. I think putting this blanket over your lap or around your shoulders and grasping that glass amber coffee mug would be so cute. So this is $29.99, a decent price for a throw blanket, and it's very unusual compared to what we're seeing out there. A tailored look, almost looks a little bit masculine, so a nice gift for a guy in your life, perhaps. Probably one of the more masculine items that you could buy as a fall decoration. So here are the really beautiful salt and pepper grinders now that I referred to earlier. I like these better than what I showed you before, and these are very polished. I just love the look of these. So it is $12.99 for this size, and then there's another size coming up next. Here is the more petite version meant for salt. Equally as beautiful, not quite as elegant as the tall one, but these would make such a nice set. A great gift, by the way. This arrangement is such an ideal height for, something that would look very spectacular in your home, something that would draw attention. Now, I have my own floral display that is this height on my kitchen island, and it does bring that height up toward the pendant light, not under it, of course. But sometimes you need something with a little height on a large space. I have a really long island, but sometimes these are nice if you have a circular table in the front of your house, or on your console in the front of the house or behind the couch. Just really pretty. So the price is right for this as well, and it's lovely that it comes with the pot. This arrangement is so similar to the previous one, but it's 3 inches shorter and it's $5 less. So if you're looking for something at a particular height, you've got some options. These would also look great in the same room. Maybe one on your island and the other one over on the kitchen table, something like that. But it's nice to have these options. But I wanted to mention too, the coloring on these is so pretty. I like the variations of the autumn colors, and they do look very authentic. If you are adopting burgundy into your color scheme for the fall, then this would be the choice for you. And it would look very nice with the one from Studio McGee that several of you liked quite a bit in the same room. It's just that the vessel that it's in is a different color. And this kind of like olivey brown is very pretty and very rich looking. So, and again, these prices on these arrangements are fantastic. We have 2 pint-size arrangements now. Hearth and Hand does use a lot of these jugs that are dark brown, and this would go with maybe others that you bought from their collection in the past. But these are very small, so if you do have a small shelf the way it's shown and you need something to be able to fit in there, then that would be a good reason to get this. Also, the colors are very pretty, so if you do have a muted yellow in your living space, then this would be a good idea. If you wanted the much larger, more attention-grabbing version, then this would be a very pretty muted yellow, and 20 inches tall is very tall for an arrangement, and also it spreads out so much. So this is something that is just going to take over wherever you're putting it, and I can't tell you exactly where it would go, but if you have a space where you need to change the texture, to change the shapes, if you have a lot of circles and straight lines, and you just need something that is going to soften all that, this would be great for that. I was very pleased to see that there is a beautiful plaid blanket in the collection again this fall. They had an olive color blanket last fall, and this one is so nice for those of you who are going for that burgundy look. And it does remind me of something that's very traditional, and it looks so cozy. It's a little lighter than some of the heavier ones that you'll start to use in the midwinter, but I think this is a great price. Now, the next item does look very similar, and if you were to decide to use this as a table throw, the next item would look great with it. These burgundy plaid napkins are beautiful, and of course you can use them in the fall leading into the holiday season, maybe even for Valentine's Day, who knows. But I think that this is a great price. You may have seen my last video where I was showing you some really pretty Pottery Barn napkins, and they were a lot more expensive than this. Now, I was having trouble finding dupes of their damask ones, but if you like the plaid, this is a fantastic offer. I decided to add in these fluted dinner plates. You get 4 of them for $23.99, a good offer. They just go so well with the items that I showed you in the beginning of the video. I considered not showing you these because a part of me thinks that they look like a paper plate, and there is a restaurant that I know of that uses dishes like this to resemble a paper plate, but they have more of a curve than that, and they're far more elegant, obviously. But I think if you are going for all of the fluted items that are creamy in the beginning, you almost need these, don't you? So I wanted to make sure I included them. I selected this particular piece of wall art because I think it's one of the best ones I've ever seen from Target, let alone from her collection. So this is my top pick of anything that you're going to buy for wall hanging. And you could also use this to put on a bookshelf in your kitchen, to kind of hide your backsplash a bit if you're not a fan of it, or just on that small wall sometimes that is between a corner and the door, but it needs something like that because it is rather small. But I think the price is ideal, and this reminds me a little bit of like a Bucks County or a Connecticut, and just so pleasing to the eye, in my opinion. I made a few mood boards for you to show you what items might look really nice together. Not that you necessarily need that, but I thought sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it's nice to review some of the items. However, we will be doing another video with this same brand. I think I have a lot more items to go. A lot of these were some of my favorites, but you might also have noticed a lot of them have to do with serveware in the kitchen. So we'll go for some other things in the next video, like furniture and home accessories, but also some more kitchen, I think. I liked everything that I showed you in this video. There wasn't one thing that I thought, ooh, I don't think I would want that. It just depends on the mood of your house, the theme, the style that you're going for, the color palette, just like it is for me. Well, I want to thank you for joining me and watching Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. I hope you liked something in this video, and if you did and you decide to purchase it, once again, please do that with my tags. All right, I'll see you next time.